Hey everybody, how's it going? Grumpy Gaming Dad here. We are back, episode 10 of Dalton Highway, the ATS map mod. Running a series on this and absolutely loving it. Got a lovely shiny Volvo there as well. So quick recap, because we need to crack on. We are driving from Fairbanks, Alaska, up to Deadfoot, which is up near Prudhoe Bay. There we go, just zoom out, we can see the coastline. Up in the Arctic Circle. In fact, we've passed the Arctic Circle already. We did that a couple of days ago. And we're pushing our way north. I've got to be careful with the map zoom because the map's a bit tricky. We're pushing our way north up to Chandalar Station, which is up here. And we are currently there, that blue dot. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in anymore. The trip distance is 30 miles, estimated time 48 minutes, which may not seem a lot, but in case you haven't seen the rest of the series, this map is on 1-to-1 scale, so every mile driven is a real mile. This is mapped on the Elliot and Dalton Highway. It's a realism map, so the route is the same, the elevations are the same, and some of the landmarks are there as well, and it's good fun. So let's push on. We are going to get to our destination today. I'm quite excited about getting up to Chandalar. Not for the location itself, but it means the day after, I think the day after, we will be on the Artic Pass. And that's going to be a bit of a milestone. I'm looking forward to that. So ironically, the last couple of episodes, or the last couple of days worth of driving, have been relatively flat. I say relatively. We've kept up a good average speed. I mean, we're on leg 5 of this particular delivery. We're dropping 18 tons of iron pipes up to Chandalar. Let me pick those up. Oh, where did we pick those up? Pump station 6, I believe it was. Just over the Yukon River Bridge. There was a danger this is going to have to go into 6 episodes if the roads were particularly bad. I mean, we're on gravel at the moment, and we have had some instances. I don't want full headlights on, do I? Let's put running lights on. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, so we're running on gravel at the moment, and we've had some days where it's been very slow progress. The average mileage has been way down. Yesterday we were quite well behaved. I'm not sticking to the speed limit strictly. The day before I did get a bit carried away and was overtaking everything in sight, but that's not really the way to do it. So we are going to push the speed limits a little, not too much, just 10 miles an hour or so. There are a lot of police vehicles on the map. Not by design, it's just the way the SCS engine spawns them in. But I do have traffic offences turned off. I'm glad to say I've not run into anything yet or hit anyone. But I have encountered a couple of invisible walls that I'm hoping haven't damaged the truck. This truck was brand new down in Fairbanks, 319 miles on the clock. And to give you an idea, that 319 miles has taken about 9 hours of driving. Oh, we're crossing over the pipeline. There we go, that's very obvious. In fact, it's a double, look. Wow, okay, interesting. So if you're not familiar with the Dalton Highway, it's kind of made famous by the Ice Road Truckers series. It's predominantly a service road for the pipeline that runs down from Prudhoe down to Valdez. The distance between Fairbanks and Prudhoe is, I think, or Prudhoe and Deadhorse, sorry, because it doesn't. Let's try that again. The distance between Fairbanks and Deadhorse, because it doesn't actually go up to the ocean, is about 450 miles. And that's why it's taken us so long. Right, we've kind of found ourselves a sweet spot at 60 there, or near 60 miles an hour, so I'm going to try and keep to that. We'll see if there are any points of interest on the way we can stop and have a look at. We've encountered a few so far, but I'm just enjoying the map. It seems odd to say, and I've mentioned this before, how you can enjoy a map that's essentially one road. But you do. The whole one-to-one scale thing's fantastic. It's really refreshing to drive. The road is tricky. It's got some, you know, steep ascents and descents. It's got some tricky corners, and I'm sure it's only going to get harder as we progress further north. So my aim is to get one episode a day out at the moment on this map, charting the progress north. I'm managing to do it so far. I'll have to get some episodes in the bank, as it were, because I've got a busy weekend coming. I'm thinking it's going to take, well, when we reach Chandalar, I think that's just over half or nearly 2/3 of the distance, and that'll be 10 episodes. So we're looking like a minimum of 15. Depends how much progress we can make. So at the moment I'm thinking between kind of 15 to 20, which is kind of daunting, but it's kind of fun at the same time. So this map also has a winter variant, and I'm thinking about, once I get up to Deadhorse, not continuing the series, but once I get to Deadhorse I'm going to probably drive back on the winter roads and gauge how different the experience is. We've had some issues with the environment already and the nature of the road on our way up in summer. It does appear traffic density is getting less as we get further north, which makes sense. You wouldn't think it from looking at the scenery here, but we did cross the Arctic Circle a couple of episodes ago. And I believe, if my information is correct, we talked about the lack of trees on the route as we get further north, and it looks like that's somewhere between Chandalar and Artic Pass, which is probably going to be tomorrow's episode. And I haven't actually looked up there on the map yet or driven up there. And the author of this map, a chap called hawkbs, He's posted all the information on the SCS forums. Links are in the description below. He seems quite keen on the realism side of it, so I don't actually know if he's going to stop placing trees past that point, or whether maybe there's an artistic decision involved that it would be too boring just to drive through empty tundra. I don't know. Something to find out. Looking forward to that. So that truck's pulled away from us on the upward section again. I'm in the Volvo VNL670. It's the mod by Aradeth. I've taken off the Steam Workshop version 1.5, this one. What I'm going to do for the winter road when I come back is put the physics mod on, and there's a specific physics package for this truck as well. So I'm going to sort that out and get that set up. But this truck's running a 600 brake, 18 speed. Although we are carrying 18 tonnes, it's not a massive load I guess, but we do struggle on the hills. I had almost convinced myself that the best way to run up the slopes was keep the revs as high as possible. Not let the torque drive us, but let the revs drive us. And I seem to be getting some success with that yesterday. But I'm still kind of disappointed by how easily the AI traffic can keep up the pace on kind of small to medium inclines. Like I mentioned a couple of days ago, I got a bit carried away with the speed. We had some nice flat roads, had lots of tarmac, and we took advantage of that by travelling at well, faster than the speed limit, shall we say. I'm trying to behave myself a bit now. Add to the realism, add to the difficulty as well. And if you meet slower traffic on the hills, then that's an issue you have to deal with. If you just pass everything on the open sections, then you're kind of missing out the challenge a little bit. But saying that, if we do find anything going particularly slowly, we will try and effect an overtake. That pipeline's been with us for a while now, that's good. So this poor truck's had to work quite hard in its short life so far, but I love driving this thing. It's an excellent model. So this guy's possibly busting the speed limit a little bit himself. Although saying that, we're now tagged back down to 50. I think one of the AI updates from SCS did build in the function for the AI where they could have a greater variance speed against the limit, so some would break the limit a little bit, some would be under. Again, we're losing some momentum now, so I'll pump the revs up a little bit and see if we can't maintain distance to that truck in front. That's the way to travel. Gravel roads does affect the driving quite a bit. The front end will go light and push wide a little bit on the tighter turns. And that's just the stock game physics, it's not even a modified version. Right, let's check the job details, find out how far we got. Wrong button, there we go. Oh, look at that, 18 miles, 28 minutes. Nice. Excellent. Damage to the truck, maybe a little bit of red in there, I can't really tell in the truck icon. Nothing to worry about. So we tried to keep the truck pristine, there's not even a scratch on it at the moment. So that truck's not very keen to overtake now, is it? That pickup truck. He flew past me like I was standing still. And now he's holding back. I don't think I've got the space to do a double pass. I would rather be travelling at 60, but oh well. It is what it is. This would be a perfect time to have the radio on as well. But unfortunately, YouTube being YouTube, if I try and do something daring, like put the radio on, it will just get the video blocked. See, I've lost too much speed now, look at that. They're pulling away. I should have been quicker changing down the box, keeping the revs higher. It does seem that's the way to go. Keep the revs high. I mentioned yesterday I'm watching a couple of videos on YouTube know about truckers and how they handle bad conditions and climb slippery ascents and things like that. And one of them, I watched him to make a lot of sense. He was the proponent of keeping the revs high, because that way if you start spinning out, hit a patch of ice or loose grip or whatever, you're only going to climb a couple of hundred revs. You're not going to climb 600 or 700 if you're in a high gear, low revs. And that way it gives you a bit more control. You can just feather the throttle, wait till the wheels grip, and you're not going to lose much energy. Which made sense to me, so I'm willing to give that a go. I've had a couple of problems with this truck and trailer combo so far. You get to a certain point, if it's a steep ascent where the tyres start spinning, and I'm running an 8x6, so the rear two axles are both driven. But I have had a couple of occasions where I've just been spinning the tyres. I've managed to keep going forward, thankfully, but it's been a struggle. I even tried lifting the drop axle, I was going to call it a tag there. It's not, is it? I think I got that wrong the other day. It's a mid-lift. It's in front of the driven wheels. Is that a tag or is that a mid? I think that's a mid, which completely contradicts what I said the other day. Oh well. I even tried lifting the axle on the hope it would put more weight onto the driven wheels. I'm not sure it made a great deal of difference, to be honest. Maybe the physics aren't mapped quite that well. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do. I don't know. Right, I'm going to try not to lose this little convoy now. And I'm going to try not to do that by keeping the revs higher. Oops. Bad change. Doesn't seem to be working, but it's probably my bad gear change that caused that. Right, can we read that in time? Something creak. No way I was going to read that in time. Whoa, look at that. That just rocks. How's that traffic got so far ahead? Come on. Although they appear to have slowed right down there. What's going on? No, maybe not. Okay, so we've gone more into bushes on the left there. Could that be a sign of things to come? We're going to start losing... Actually, the trees have got smaller as well. Look at that. Are the trees getting thinner? Or thinning out, sorry, rather than thinner. because there's a point along here, like I was saying, where the landscape turns into tundra and you don't get the trees. The permafrost is too close to the surface for the root system to be able to take hold on the tree. All this talk about moving further north up into the Arctic Circle and permafrost has made me cold. I'm actually sitting here shivering at the moment. Perfect excuse for getting this delivery into Chandalar Station, parking up and grabbing a cup of tea. Start warming myself through. And even though the outside temperature says 19 degrees now in the truck, that's good because it was reaching like 24, I think, a couple of days ago, or a couple of episodes ago. And even though it is a summer journey, you would really expect the temperatures to be dropping. As we get both further north and higher altitude. The landscape definitely feels like it's changed. It's becoming more open. Oh dear me, did you see that seamless edit there? That was... yeah. I just sat here watching the scenery, cast my eyes to the left, saw the recording information and thought, hang on a minute, wasn't I running low on disk space? And as I said that, and I looked at the yellow markers in the top, and it stopped recording. I picked it up about 2 seconds before it ran out of space, which was, yeah. Oh, I've got to sort out my recording. My disk is so crammed full of stuff. I have in fact now moved on to my program files disk, which runs a bit slower. But it's going to be good enough to complete this episode. I think we probably lost a couple of 100 yards of the journey and that was it. Right, how far have we got to go? Oh, 6 miles, 9 minutes. Fantastic, okay. Very excited about this. Is that a billboard down there, perhaps? What is that? Oh, furthest north spruce tree. That's what I was talking about. That's the billboard. I wonder if we can back up to that and not get in anybody's way. Let's not knock the tree down. That would be embarrassing. Oh, there it is. Farthest north spruce tree on the Alaskan pipeline. Do not cut. Wow. Now, I believe the story is that someone actually did cut it down in real life. They ringed it to check the age. Which is ridiculous. Let's do it quick. One of those. Hey. Oh dear, awesome. God, I can't get the gearbox sorted. Wow, so it's going to be a lot more open from now on. Okay. Temperature gauge as well, the external temperature, see if that goes down. Wow, it's suddenly desolate, look at that. North Slope Borough, okay. I don't know what the significance of that is. Oh, got a car behind us having a bit of a peek for an overtake. That's 2 looks it's had. I noticed this with the AI. It seems to have improved again. I had this a few episodes back. I kept having a car. Look, that's the 3rd look. Kept having a car poke its nose out to have a look for an overtake. Before it finally decided to go for it. I don't understand why it hasn't gone. There it goes again. Let's just put back in. You would think that, and again, it's missed a couple of opportunities so far. I can definitely feel the climb now. Come on, find the sweet spot. There goes the car. Fifth is going to involve a slightly trickier gear change because I'm using an Eaton Fuller setup and I've also got the SKRS shifter. So it's a proper... No, the pipeline buries itself quite a distance there, look at it. So it's a proper Eaton Fuller gear stick, which means it's got the high-low and the splitters and the range, sorry. Which consequently means the change between 4th and 5th is let's say that again. The change between 5th to 4th as we're going down the box is a bit stressful. Oh, I know, messed that one up because I'm talking. Not stressful as that. So the down change from 5th to 4th involves not only moving the gear lever across the gate, pushing it back up to the left, but also involves toggling both switches. It doesn't sound like much effort, but when you're trying to keep the revs up on a steep hill, I find the worst gear change to do. Now, I could perhaps... Oh, please go up. Troopers is out. So we can find out what that actually is. I think it's a trooper. Just says police. Oh, you screwed that up. Right, I'm going to try and grab 3 low. Oh, yeah, that worked. Okay. We're not spinning the tyres, that's good. We're actually maintaining forward momentum and improving on it. Okay. Let's go for another gear. Just holding. Okay. Now the police car's going. We should know better. Let's risk 4th, shall we? I've messed my seating position up now. Someone's just come in at home. It's confused me. Rocks are sticking out in the roadway there. Look at that. We appear to be getting steeper, so I'm not going to change up. In fact, I'm going to prepare myself for a change down. Oh, that's a bit tricky on that corner. Oh, we seem to have a missing texture there, or the rock texture's not quite down far enough. I think that's only the second occasion I've seen it on the map. It's a really good quality map, this. You just don't find little texture errors like that, and not many of them. There we go, well that was quite a climb. Boom, it's all open again. Got the issue with the SCS game engine. You can see the rocks drawing in the distance. It would be nice to have the ability to specify draw distance. Just try and stop this. Well, it's not even pop-up, is it, to be fair, because it's not like drawing an entire rock in at a time. Entire mountain at a time. It's slowly drawing the range as it extends into the distance. It would be nice to be able to increase that if your graphics can handle it. Oops, I'm going faster than my voluntary speed limit. Let's slow that down a bit. I'll tell you what I've not done this episode. I've not used the Jake brake at all. I've not had to, yeah, that's a good point actually. I've not used the Jake brake. It's all been climbing up. We've had no offsetting descents. Hello, there's a satellite dish up there. Could that be Chandalar Station? It could well be. And boy oh boy do I hope there's a job here going north, or I am in deep shtuck. I've had this issue a couple of times so far. Once I had to wait around for a couple of days for a job north. The other time I had to backtrack on myself. Only by a mile or two, it wasn't too bad, but there were no jobs spawning at Yukon River Camp, no jobs spawning going north. And I tried all sorts. I tried changing preferred job length, up and down, in the middle. I waited there a few days and it just would not play ball. I'm hoping there's going to be more than one pickup point for the job company here. The job company? Stupid thing to say. Where are we? Dropping. Ah, there it is. Just see the marker. So I guess we make our own way across. I think so. Is that a drive in? Or that's no, that's loop around the other way, that way, okay. Right, let's pray for no invisible walls. Because the good news is we can just drive straight into that. Hopefully drive straight into that. I bet you're a bit cold there. Oh, too far. There we go. There we have it. 18 tons of tons. 18 tons of iron pipes. 192 miles, 4.5 hours driving. Yeah, 5 episodes. That's about right. Wow. And 40.9 gallons of fuel used, but we're still fine on fuel. And what did we get for that? $6,392. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, let's continue. Let's have a quick look at the map. Because tomorrow we shall be pushing north. And in fact, that little loop there, that little, where the mouse is, that is the Atticum Pass. I've looked that up. We are that close to the pass. That's fantastic. That's going to be a real pleasure to drive over. I hope it is. I'm looking forward to it at least. But that's for tomorrow. So guys, you know what to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But for now, that's it. Happy trucking everyone. And I shall see you all soon. Bye for now.